Just a few weeks ago, the government of Pakistan approved plans to begin construction on a pipeline to transport natural gas from Iran to Pakistan. Iran constructed its side of the pipeline years ago, and now Pakistan has finally decided to move forward. Mr. Liu, do you view this pipeline as Pakistan aligning itself with Iran?
I mean, it's a really interesting question, Representative Lawler, because Pakistan and Iran just traded missile and drone strikes a few weeks ago. So it has been true over time that Pakistan and Iran have had ups and downs in their relationship. They're at a pretty low point today. We are tracking this planned pipeline between Iran and Pakistan. Honestly, I don't know where the financing for such a project would come from. I don't think many international donors would be interested in funding such an endeavor. We've also not heard from the government of Pakistan a desire for a waiver of American sanctions that would certainly result from such a project. Instead, what we are undertaking in the administration is to have a conversation with Pakistan. What are Pakistan's other alternatives? How can we compete for that business? Where can they find other non-Iranian sources of natural gas? And how can we help Pakistan think about the transition to clean energy? Pakistan's very interested in providing energy through solar, through wind, through hydro. How can that begin to replace their dependence on coal and other hydrocarbons?
Okay. So have you expressed direct concern with the Pakistani government on this issue?
We are in consultation with the Pakistani government on this issue, yes, sir.
Okay. I mean, my concern is that Iran is the greatest state sponsor of terror. They use the illicit Iranian petroleum oil trade to finance terrorism. Since Joe Biden took office, nearly $88 billion in increased revenue has resulted because of lax enforcement on sanctions. It's why I introduced the SHIP Act to increase secondary sanctions on the purchase of Iranian petroleum. It passed through the House overwhelmingly with bipartisan support and has since stalled in the Senate because the White House doesn't want it. So from my vantage point, when we talk about other alternatives that Pakistan may be able to engage on, why don't we start by cracking down on the illicit oil trade? Why is the administration taking a very lax approach to cracking down on Iranian petroleum?
Sir, the administration will uphold both the letter and the spirit of all sanction laws, particularly those related to Iran.
You think an increase of $88 billion in revenue is upholding the letter and spirit of the law?
Sir, I am not an expert in Iranian energy exports, but what I know as a person who has a car that's fueled by gasoline is all of us have paid for higher gasoline after Putin's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. And
well, that's also a result in this country of us limiting production of oil and natural gas in this country. That's why we're dealing with our own energy challenges.
Sir,
but across the globe,
if I could answer your question,
well, you went in a total non sequitur.
I fully support the efforts by the U.S. government to prevent this pipeline from happening. We are working towards that goal, sir.
Okay. How does the administration view Pakistan's relationship with the Taliban?
With suspicion, sir.
And so what are we doing based on that suspicion?
So I think it is well known that previous governments of Pakistan have had close relations with the Taliban. Currently, the greatest terrorist threat faced by the people of Pakistan emanates from Afghanistan. And the relationship between Pakistan and the Taliban is about the same as the relationship between the United States and the Taliban. It is very strained and difficult. We have a very important dialogue with the Pakistani government about the Taliban, how to help shape its behavior, how to help make sure the Taliban upholds its commitments.
Last question, why was Pakistan excluded from the administration's Indo-Pacific strategy?
Sir, it's a way that we define the Indo-Pacific, and it's not only this administration, it's the last administration as well. For whatever reason, I suspect it has to do with COCOM authority between the Indo-Pacific Command